then find me on the mount.
Hi, everybody. It's Jamie Edwards Acton. I'm the rector of St. Stephen's Episcopal Church in Hollywood and the priest in charge at St. Barnabas in Eagle Rock. And this is the recap for Sunday's sermon from May 17th, which was the sixth Sunday of Easter. And I focused on the reading from John, and we're still in what scholars call the farewell discourse. It's the Last Supper in John. It's Jesus's kind of adios sermon, giving kind of advice and counsel to the disciples, how they might move forward into an uncertain future. And it made me think that it was kind of like a commencement speech with all the commencement speeches that were happening yesterday. I particularly loved the commencement speech by President Barack Obama, that he gave to the historically black colleges and universities. And there was all kinds of great nuggets of wisdom in there, powerful. And I'm not, with my boys, I'm not particularly known for nuggets of wisdom, and as they will attest to. And so I shared what some of those non-wise nuggets were. And I also shared what some of Barack Obama's nuggets of wisdom, real wisdom, were. But then it just got me thinking about this John passage and how Jesus is teaching them, giving them wisdom. And then he also he just in case, right? You feel like that's not enough. He says, I'm going to send an advocate, another advocate. So him being the first and another to come in his stead. And this advocate will come to journey alongside us, the disciples, right? As we go into an uncertain future. And he gives different names for this advocate, this helper. There's known by a bunch of different names, but near the end of this passage today, he says, "I'm going to send you this Spirit of truth." And so I focused on this kind of an etymological kind of look at the word truth in Greek, and the Greek word is aletheia, and it derives from, in Greek mythology, the river Lethe it flows through the underworld of Hades and Hypnos, and where it's are the root word for hypnosis. And this river, it's thought in Greek mythology that anybody who drinks of this river, right, will suddenly become completely forgetful, oblivious, and unmindful. And so the word derives from this because in Greek, an A before a word is like how in English we would put un or in or something like that, the negative. So aletheia is the opposite of what happens to that river. And so this Spirit of truth that Jesus sends, is the spirit of aletheia, is to try to do the opposite of what this river does. And so as we go forward into an uncertain future, and it's uncertain and we're anxious because of the present we're experiencing right now, we don't know what tomorrow brings, that this Spirit of truth comes to walk with us and to kind of wake us up, right? To wake us up to new understandings, to make us more mindful, to help us to remember, to help us to become more vital instead of lethargic and oblivious. And John's community, about 60 years or so after Jesus' death, they really needed that advice, right? To remember that. And so John was trying to remember for his community that this Spirit would help them to kind of remember and be mindful and to become vital. And I feel like we need that too right now as we go into an uncertain future, that we remember what's essential in life and essential in our faith, that we become mindful of just things around us. We become more mindful of the disparities and the inequities that have existed always in this country, but now they're right there. So we don't need any more excuse to not see it's glaring, and then also just to know that the Spirit will walk with us. The Spirit will guide us and give us the capacity to not just to hear these lessons of how to love one another that Jesus talks about today, but also will equip us with the agency to do that. So that's my recap. I hope to see you sometime, either weekday mornings at 9 a.m. on Facebook Live at ststevenshollywood.org, or if you want to send me an email at hopeinhollywood@gmail.com, you'd like to join us on Zoom on Sundays or during the week, I'd be glad to give you information on how to do that. Have a great day.
And we can do it together. This is our forever. Just come and find me on the mountain.